We've been talking a lot about Windows 11 lately, its awesome new features, and how to get the most out of it. But there is one thing that confuses a lot of folks: the many editions of Windows 11. Basically, Windows comes in a few different flavors, and figuring out which one you need can be tricky. Fortunately, for most of you, the choice will likely come down to just two: Windows 11 Home versus Pro. So today I'm going to break down the differences between these two side by side. We'll cover their features, security, and pricing. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one is right for you. Now, before we dive into all that, let me ask you this: have you already upgraded to Windows 11? Let me know in the comments, because as a tech enthusiast, I'm always curious to see how widespread Windows 11 adoption is. Also, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I make videos explaining technology and how it works in plain English. So if you want more explainers delivered straight to your feed, you know what to do. Okay, let's talk Windows. Now, when it comes to choosing an operating system, most people have no idea about all the options they have. If you go online to buy a copy of Windows, you'll find 7 different editions. There's Windows 11 Home Single Language, Windows 11 Home N, Windows 11 Pro, Windows 11 Pro for Workstations, Windows 11 Education, Windows 11 Pro Education, and finally Windows 11 IoT. That's a lot of choices, but fortunately most of us will never even consider most of these. In fact, for most people, the decision comes down to just two: Windows 11 Home or Windows 11 Pro. The easiest way to understand the differences between these two is to start with what they share in common. As you'll see, most of Windows 11's features are included in both editions. So first, let's take a look at what both versions include. Whether you're on Home or Pro, you'll get the same core Windows 11 experience. You'll get the redesigned Start menu and taskbar, snap layouts for easy multitasking, access to Microsoft Store apps, widgets, virtual desktops, and gaming features like Direct Storage and Auto HDR. So for everyday use like browsing, streaming, or casual work, Home and Pro feel almost identical. That said, there are some features that are exclusive to Pro. Now, honestly, most of these aren't for the average person, but are instead aimed at businesses, power users, and IT administrators. Those folks might appreciate the ability to use tools like Group Policy Editor to dial in the exact behavior of the system. But for the average person, you probably won't even notice these aren't there. Now, there are a couple exceptions. First, Pro includes something called BitLocker drive encryption, which lets you encrypt your entire drive. If you're worried about security, or if you plan on using your laptop in potentially risky environments, this can be invaluable. It's why I personally use Pro. Second, Pro also lets you use something called Remote Desktop Host. With this, you can connect into your PC from another device. With Home, you can only use Remote Desktop to connect out from your PC to another machine. So if you plan on working from a home office, or if you just need to access your personal files from a work PC, you might want to spring for Pro. Another big advantage for Pro is support for something called Hyper-V. This feature lets you use your computer as a sort of virtual computer factory. With it, you can set up virtual machines, install other operating systems inside of them, and then run those in isolation. You can think of it kind of like running virtual computers on your actual computer. If that sounds crazy, it is. But for certain use cases like testing software, Hyper-V is indispensable. And once again, since this is more of an advanced feature, it's unlikely to appeal to the average user, but it's still a nice addition if you need it. Finally, Pro also includes Windows Sandbox, which is a temporary isolated environment where you can test apps safely. If you work with untested code, or you just want a clean place to test an app without affecting your real system, Windows Sandbox is a nice tool to have. It is also worth noting that Windows 11 Pro includes a few other advanced features, including Assigned Access and Kiosk Mode, which are designed for managing computers in a controlled environment like a school or small business. I think you get the point. Most of the features unique to Pro are useful for specific groups of people like businesses, developers, or IT administrators. Chances are you probably don't need most of them, but it's nice they're there if you do. Now let's talk about security. Because at the end of the day, one of the most important things any operating system should do is keep you safe. And in this case, the two editions of Windows 11 offer a similar but not identical approach to security. Now both versions include core protections like Windows Hello, Defender and TPM 2.0. But Pro adds a few advanced security tools. As I mentioned earlier, Pro includes BitLocker drive encryption. So if someone happens to steal your laptop, your whole drive will be secure. Beyond that, Pro includes something called Windows Information Protection, which helps protect your sensitive data wherever it goes. And it includes advanced remote management capabilities. And all of this is to say that Pro takes a more robust approach to security, but it's unlikely that most people will need that level of protection. If you're working with especially sensitive data, maybe you're a journalist or you handle financial records, then the added security might be worth it. But for most people, the standard security included in Home is probably enough. Until now, Windows Pro has had some special features related to business and IT. For example, Pro PCs can be joined to an Active Directory domain controller, which allows them to be centrally managed in a company network. This is obviously useful for companies with lots of computers, but it's not so relevant for most of us. Still, Microsoft has carried this over to Windows 11 Pro. So if you run a small business or if you manage computers for your organization, then Pro is definitely worth considering. Pro also has more advanced update controls through something called Windows Update for Business. This is a complicated topic in itself, but basically, unlike Home, Pro gives you the ability to delay feature and driver updates if they happen to cause problems for your workflow. Again, this is a useful feature for businesses and IT administrators, but probably isn't something you'll ever need to use. And finally, let's talk about pricing because ultimately, as with most things in life, the more advanced version of Windows will cost you more money. Now Windows 11 Home usually comes pre-installed on consumer laptops and desktops. So unless you're buying a machine directly from Microsoft, you'll probably end up with Home by default. And the only way to get Pro on a retail PC is to pay more for it. Typically you're looking at an extra $60 to $100. Now if you want to buy a license or upgrade from Home to Pro, it'll cost you the same. You'll just pay an additional fee, typically around $100. Ultimately, the extra cost is only worth it if you'll actually use those business and IT features. And for most people, that's probably not the case. Okay, so let's recap. If you're a casual user, a student or a gamer, Windows 11 Home is more than enough. It includes all the best parts of Windows 11 without any of the extra stuff you probably don't need. If on the other hand, you're a professional, a business owner, an IT admin, or if you're an advanced user who wants more control, then Windows 11 Pro is the way to go. Just be prepared to pay extra for it. And that's it. That's everything you need to know about the two main editions of Windows 11. Hopefully this video helped you decide which one is right for you. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, well, you can just hit the thumbs down button. Either way, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.